Hi, Future Reb here. Just a little note before I start the tour video. Something that I just wanted to clarify. This series and the tour is really just about the island builds outside. So I have decorated all the villager homes inside and my house, just not necessarily in keeping with the library theme. I've just decorated the interiors for fun as I want them to be. So if you tour my dream address, and I will give the details in the video and in the description, um, feel free to have a look inside. It doesn't cover the library theme, but I'm still pretty happy with how those interiors turned out. So thank you very much for listening and enjoy the tour. Hello, and welcome to episode 18, the final episode of my series where I have turned my island of Blep into a library-themed island. So this is the grand tour now that we're doing. I have pretty much done all I can do as far as I can tell. Of course, there's always other things I could do, or times I think, oh, I could have done this, or I could have added that, or whatever. I think it turned out great, personally, and I'm pretty happy with it. And I had a lot of fun doing this series as well, so I hope you also had fun watching and following along. So let's get the tour started. So this is the entrance. And again, I have made use of the design portal and downloaded a variety of different codes related to the library theme for my island. So here we can see Stu, and Stu is now in charge of, I think it was Doc before, but he left and Stu took his place, in charge of this area here. This is the botany and entomology area, and then down here is the oceanography area. We'll get to that in a minute. So following from this entrance, we have somebody's house right here. And again, it used to be, I honestly can't remember who it used to be. It used to be a different jock villager. So at the moment, I've got Sterling as the jock villager. And Sterling is in charge of the archaeology and paleontology section of my little library. So over here is just a little place that I decorated with just a few books and things, place you can sit and read. But over here is the archaeology section, and right here Gaston is demonstrating the archaeology bit. And then we have Sprinkle over here wandering around. And then over here on this side is the paleontology section. So I have a few fossils displayed. I have some books displayed as well with a relevant theme. And yeah, I think this turned out pretty cool. And then this little hidden section here, just a little backyard area for Sterling. It's got a few bright flowers, got a nice place to sit and read. You've got this wonderful globe here, and a little cart with some books. So we've got that. And then let's head down here then to his neighbor Stu. And so this is the botany and entomology area. So we've got lots of books, places to sit and read. And then you also have, of course, some electronic devices so you can learn digitally as well as through books and texts. And then over here, this continues onward. We've even got some artwork relevant to this book on bugs. So I thought that was really cool to make that connection there. And then here we've just got a little seating area. You can sit and read in the kids' tent. If you could sit and read in the kids' tent, which technically you can't in the game, but we can imagine what it would be like. And then over here is the oceanography section on this little bit of beach. And so I've displayed a few of the fish and sea creatures, and I've turned the lights on the tank for just a nice lighting effect as well. And then again, making use of the pocket books and pocket magazines that you can get from Red. There's different customizations that I really found helpful that were relevant to some of these builds that I did. So yeah, I think this really turned out really cute. I'm pretty happy with it. So moving on, in this little section of the neighborhood, let's go back here and check out my house in my area. So this is near my house. I have my house is set on the beach. And this is like a study area, basically, study and research area. So lots of places to sit and learn in different ways. Again, we've got a laptop here, we have a book here, we've got some writing implements here. So, and then of course some veggie cookies, to keep you going, to power you through with your studying. And then over here, again, the research area, this is more like the microfiche and microfilm area. So I tried to use these TVs to reflect that. And then you also have the copy machine in case you need to make copies, and a nice little study section. So again, I like how this turned out. And I tried to use natural tones of black, white, brown, just nice and neutral for this area, and I think it turned out really lovely. And then a few pops of color with these flowers as well, kind of dotted around. And then up here is the reception area, so you can check out books with the librarian, and you just have a few other administrative items as well that I thought were relevant to this kind of build. Here's a little book return area as well. And then here is like, the shrine to education or something along those lines over here. So yeah, I like how that turned out. And I don't know if it's, if other people have this, but I really like the flowers. I like incorporating them into my different builds. But it's so easy for that to get carried away. So I really had to work hard to make sure that the place wasn't overrun with flowers, which I think is easy enough. And I was trying to strategically use them in different ways. So hopefully that worked out okay. And again, I just wanted to throw a bunch of flowers here. I thought it was really pretty. And then on either side, you just have a nice bench with some of these scrapbooks. So I just thought that was a nice touch. And over here, again, just a little cute overgrown forest area, and a lovely code that I found. I think Princess of Pineapple shared this code with me. She didn't make it, but she found it and shared a couple of different codes with me. So thank you for that, Nyla. And I think that looks really cute. Here is Bruce. He is the most recent addition to Blep. He replaces Hamphrey. He's now in charge of the ancient archives and manuscripts section near his house. So we'll get to that a little bit later. Let's chat with Bruce. See what he's up to. I'm tired from just watching how busy you are, Gruff. Yeah, I am pretty busy. Can't let this gloomy weather win. Let's go and grab that brass ring. Yeah, it's been raining most of the day, and finally the rain has let up, and we have a beautiful evening. You can still see some color in the sky, so I thought this might be a nice time to do the tour. So we've done this section, and I'm just going past Stu. Here's the Able Sisters area. And then behind that is Nook's Cranny. And we have a little section for Timmy and Tommy. They can take a break and read some books, or there's a little clipboard. Maybe that's got their inventory. And we can just imagine them sitting out here and relaxing as well next to the shop. So then going to this side, this used to be Olaf's house, and now Hippo lives here. So Olaf left and Hippo is here as the resident smug villager. So did you see that? I think the shade just closed. I've never seen that animation before, I don't think. In the window, the curtain just closed. That's what I mean. That's interesting. I guess that signifies that it's the transition from day to night or something like that. So he's in charge of the fashion section. So that's why I have a few fashion items in the front here. And yeah, the fashion section is over here. So again, I've combined some practical items with different texts and books and things, magazines as well, to have that combination of theoretical and practical learning. So yeah, I think that turned out pretty well also. And then over here, this is just a cute little reading space. I did want to dot those around the island, just have these little reading nooks here and there, in between the different villager homes and in other sections of the island. And I think a lot of them turned out pretty great, and I really like how this one turned out. Just super cozy, a little bit romantic. You can share some wonderful muffins while you read some books with friends or whatever. And then a little bench by the river, you can sit and you can write a letter or something like that. And then this is part of the paleontology section, so this is also part of that area. So then we cross the bridge and we come over here to Lucy's house, and she is in charge of the children's library section. So I had a lot of fun with this one, and it's such a fun, colorful build. I'm really pleased with how it turned out. What I like to do with these builds is make them walkable. You can walk around in them. There's enough space to do that. And then hopefully the villagers can come by and interact with some of these items as well. And then this is kind of just a transition area here to get down here. Again, another little reading nook area that I put together. You can do some yoga, you can do some scrapbooking, and you can sit here by the peach tree and read from this stack of books. So, yeah. And then down here is the beach, and again, this is a casual reading space. Lots of just magazines, a little cafe, little beach bar over here. You might have just gone surfing, and now you just want to sit and have a nice cool drink and read a magazine or one of these cute little books here. So I was very pleased with how this one turned out as well. I'm pleased with how pretty much all of it turned out, to be honest. It was hard work, but it was fun work. So again, a couple little rocky areas. That was a bit tricky to kind of figure out what to do with them. But these little tiny libraries really came to the rescue for this island. So yeah, when in doubt, tiny library. And then over here, just a nice little chill out place. Again, having another magazine to read. And then we come out here, and you can sit. You have a cup of coffee, and it was nice that there was. It looks like a book or a journal or something on that table. So I liked how that looked. I thought that was very fitting. And then here again, you can kind of see nice little hidden hammock to lie in, and then there's a magazine on the ground. You can read about the great outdoors. And then again, a little bit tricky to see. I did want like some areas that were somewhat obscured, a little bit hidden, like little hidden treasures, you know. And here we've got the star chart, and then a pile of books. And then again here, another tiny library to the rescue. And a couple of chairs to sit outside, enjoy a book or a magazine or whatever. And then here is the mermaid library area that I created using many of the shell and mermaid items. And this was fun to do too. And it looks very pretty in the evening light. Yeah, really, really cute. So let's head back here. And if we go behind Lucy's house, we just have this nice little pond. And again, just adding a few little touches. There's Flick. He's in town today. Kind of in my way. But that's okay. So we'll go around this way. Again, just wanted to add like the audiobook effect or a little book on here. Just a nice place to sit by the pond and read a book that's been left behind, and somebody is sharing it with the next person that comes along. So if we go back here on this level, this is Sprinkle's house, and she's in charge of the music library. This is the music section. So I wanted to make this a little bit more interactive, multimedia in tone. So you do have an area for books and texts, but then you also have sheet music you can read, and then you have some digital devices so you can engage with music digitally as well. And again, I really like how this turned out. I had to do a bit of extra terraforming and waterscaping to kind of make the build work, but it turned out, and I'm really pleased with it. And if we move up here, this little section here, again, I just wanted it to be kind of like a little hidden space, and the villagers can't get up to it, but you, the player, can through the vines. And so I made use of the picture frame for this here, and then I used one of the custom codes that I found to create a book effect using the picture frame, and I think that turned out really nicely. And then we go here, and here is Ione's house, and we will go here to her section, and this is the fantasy section of the library. So this is all fantasy fiction, and again, I wanted it to look kind of medieval, kind of romantic, something from like a fantasy story. So even the pillars have some candles and books up there as well. So I really like this one. This is one of my favorite ones. And then this is Ione's house here. And so again, I just wanted to kind of keep that fantasy, medieval, castle kind of look to things as we go back here. Kind of to look like castle ruins. And so we'll get to Muffy's house in a minute, but I kind of want to keep that momentum going. We have a beautiful rainbow flower garden. There were no books involved in this, but I've had this for a while and I put a lot of hard work into it, and I just didn't want to get rid of it. So I just incorporated it into my island like that. So it makes a nice transition to go here into this mysterious enchanted forest. And so here we have different items with sort of different books lying around, not quite abandoned, but left for future use, whoever that might be. So again, trying to make use of books in different styles and varieties. These books that look quite old and old-fashioned really came in handy for this kind of look. And I had a lot of purple windflowers to make use of, so I thought they would look good in this section here. So here we have this sort of castle ruins, abandoned library. This is sort of the remnants of what must have been a grand library way back when. And so there's still some different texts and things left behind. And again, over here, making use of the picture frame, I was able to use a custom code for that to make it look more like a book. And again, just a little hidden area here to sit down. There you go. And again, a little custom code book effect on the ground. And then finally, if we go over here, another tiny library. I thought that would be very fitting for this little section here. You can sit out, look out on the water, and read one of these books or this magazine here. So before I carry on to there and get too carried away, let's not neglect Muffy. This is Muffy's area near the Enchanted Forest, and I have made her section the comics and graphic novels area. So that is what she is in charge of. So quite colorful, but I also tried to go for something of a gothic style to some of the furniture pieces to kind of match with Muffy's vibe. And I think it turned out pretty well overall. And there's even like a little secret reading space in the back here, overlooking the cliff or overlooking the water. Yeah, we're just going to ignore that that balloon. I don't need any more items, believe me. At least not right now. So here again, this is just another little cozy reading area near this little lake area or river area, whatever you want to call it. So again, I just wanted it to be like a nice, cozy, natural forest kind of space, and I think it turned out pretty nice. And then again, we have some books here, and then just a little workbench here in case I need to make something. And then over here, you have a nice little bench with some candles. You can sit, you can read a music magazine. I've got the ukulele over here. There is some wine and cheese. So I was kind of going for just a cozy, romantic kind of look to this. And then down here, kind of a similar thing, keeping that kind of romantic fantasy kind of look to things. Yeah, and I think it turned out nice. And then moving on here, this is the beginning of Gaston's area, and he's in charge of the culinary section. So right off the bat, you've got some snacks and a tiny library to get you going and get you in that culinary mindset. And then here we've got different magazines, different things that involve images of food. I really had to look hard, but this one on the bottom right has a picture of an apple. So I figured that's good enough for me. Yeah, and then I think I took a look at the scrapbook setting here, and I think there's like a picture of a pie or something on it. So I thought, okay, that's good enough. So yeah, and then just trying to find like food themed items to enhance this look. And there's a clipboard with the menu setting on it as well. And then here's just a nice little area, a little study and snack area. So yeah, I like how that turned out. So if we head down here, it's just a little strip of land. I wasn't quite sure what to do with, anything specific. So again, I just made it like a nice little cozy forest path with the odd sort of book reference. So sitting here, and there's a pile of books, and then you also have, I think that's a can of green tea, so you can just sit and have some green tea and read a book. And then we go through this way, and we head down to the secret beach. So again, I just wanted this secret beach to look a little bit forgotten, abandoned, the kind of place that would appeal to somebody like Red. and and yeah, so that's what I did. So making use of the what is it called? The stone ruin stool. That might not be the term for it, but hopefully you know what I mean. I thought that would be good aesthetically for this kind of build, and then some strapped books on top. Whether or not they have anything to do with Red, I will leave that to your imagination. So then, just to give you an idea of where we're at, this is Nook's Cranny, that is Hippo's house. I do have this little area on the side here. I needed to use the flowers somehow, and I love these. You can sit on these cube lights, and so I thought this would be a little cute reading spot. But if we move on this way, we can go to another section of the island, and this is Barbara's section. She is in charge of art, so Over here, a couple of statues. Here is a comic strip section, and the use of the whoopee cushion I thought would be to good effect here. And of course, a nice little section for some books on art and art theory. And then a few little study areas and creative spaces as well. So the clipboard has a sketch customization, and the tablet also has an art customization, so I made use of that. And then this is a little section for learning about authentication and discerning whether a piece of art is authentic or a fake. So yeah, I think that turned out really well. And if we, now I'm not quite sure. Let's actually go down this way. So again, this is just a little transition section, and I needed to use up a bunch of flowers. so I technically added some sort of book element here. This is technically a cushion that I customized using one of the custom codes that I found on the portal that I think was referred to as a journal, but I also thought it looked quite mysterious as a book cover. And I think it worked really well with the cauldron. So who knows what's going on here? But we will leave whoever's doing that to that. And now we are in the orchard. And when I was transforming this island, I really didn't want to get rid of my orchard. I worked very hard on this. So it was really just a case of making the orchard work for me. And I think I did that fairly well. We have a little hidden section here. You can have some tea, and you can read about butterflies and nature and that sort of thing. And right here next to this, next to these mushrooms, is another tiny library, kind of tucked away there. And then you go through this bit of the orchard, and now we have like a little teddy bear and gyroid picnic area. So again, just a nice little cozy reading space. And again, another little tiny library too. So now we are down on the beach, and I wanted kind of a little stargazing area. So I thought this would be nice here for that. And I thought that turned out really nice. And then here, I wanted to keep the wood tones with the dock and keep it kind of natural looking. So, you know, maybe Captain wants to read a book. Well, here you go. Here's a tiny library for you, Captain. So, moving on. I just liked how this looked. It really has nothing to do with books, but I almost missed this little section here. Just a little hidden bench with some books on it. So you can have a little place to read with the orchard behind you as you look out at the sea. So, and then here we've got a little rocky area, and I decided to do like a summery kind of build, a summery oceanic kind of theme. So we have Jaws hanging out here, and then another tablet customized to a light blue to match this beautiful Moroccan sofa. And then, yeah, just walking by here, just a few little book options. And then here's just, again, a little mini build, chill out area. You got a magazine, you've got a place to lounge, you got a picnic, you got a beach ball. You know, what else do you need, really? And Barbara is thinking, I'm going to leave her to it. So then here is a little pirate area. A little pirate reading nook, which, again, trying to make use of those palm trees to kind of obscure things a little bit, make it look a little bit secretive and hidden back here towards the back area of the beach. And yeah, I thought it turned out really cute, trying to use some of these pirate items as well. So then you go back here, little bench, you can play on the tambourine and read or something. And then over here, just a nice little classy area to read and just enjoy the evening. So if we sneak back here, then again, just down here. Oh, I completely forgot to go to the vegetable garden. So let's do that. I think I can sneak up there up this way. Yep, I can. So from the orchard, there is the entrance here to my large vegetable garden. And this is where I keep all the different veggies. So again, using food theme, gardening theme books was very helpful. Just to kind of tie this all together. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this one. So not a huge amount of books or texts or anything, just a few dotted around, and then you can go to this mum cushion with your gardening magazine, and you can, you know, read all the latest up-to-date news in the world of gardening. So let's go through here again. And we will come here to the campsite. So again, some of these books here at the campsite. Another tiny library. This is the cooking and crafting area as well. And little beekeeping area. And then here, some gyroids are hanging out, roasting marshmallows, talking about the treasure that they want to find with this pirate map. We won't ask how they got that pirate map. We shall see. And then again, a couple of little like book-related items here as well. And then a bench back here with a little bit of homework. You can write about what you did on your summer vacation at camp or something like that. And then just a stack of books here. And then this leads up to the archives and ancient manuscripts section that Bruce is now in charge of, that Humphrey was in charge of. So again, I made a little section here using these simple panels just to create a couple of bookshelf effects. And I also kind of made like a nice little entrance to this little section. And yeah, I think that was really cute to kind of think about what would fit that theme of ancient documents and archives and old manuscripts. And yeah, this was a lot of fun to do. And if we walk over this way, we've got the lighthouse back there on one of the rocks. And then this is my little bamboo garden area. So another cozy place to sit and read and relax. And I love this glowing moss pond, so I wanted to incorporate that somehow. It makes kind of a nice centerpiece, nice peaceful space for reading. And then here we have the museum. And down here near the museum, nice little reading area. Maybe these are some museum-related magazines or books for sale. You can read Blather's latest article on why he hates bugs or something so along those lines. And then I got inspired by the cube lights to put one of the bookshelf designs that I found on the custom design portal onto the cube lights, and then I stacked them. And I just think it's a really cool effect. I really like how it turned out to look like a little mini bookshelf. So then you can just sit here and read before you go into the museum or after you've been to the museum. And then I also customized this magazine with my flag, my town flag that says Blep. So I'll show you that in a minute, what my town flag looks like, in case I haven't done that already. And then, of course, another little tiny library here. So I think that covers it. I think that's it. Yeah. So that's that's it. Oh, that's not quite it. There's just this little space back here that, again, I'm just made use of these codes just to have the effect of just sort of a book left on the ground, and somebody will come back for it and pick up where they left off. So yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out. It was a lot of fun to do, and yes, there is my flag. It is simple, but I like it. So yeah, I will put the dream address as well down in the description and probably on the video once I've edited it, so that you can tour the dream address if you want. And I hope you've enjoyed this tour, and I look forward to whatever Animal Crossing projects I do next. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!